You're not
Just
supposed to be
talk to the
Mr.
camera.
Beast. You know,
No.
like we're not saying you get rich off subscribers and view counts. I don't care if your view count is 10 on a video. That one person might be your biggest project this year. They might. And you got them for free. Literally for free. It, there's no such thing as like a bad view. Like like a couple of views is important to you. You know, it is. And that's why that's the power of video. Like I think we like Chase said, you get lost on trying to be viral and I want to look important. Like, oh well, what if people see that only a couple people liked it and I only had a few views? Who cares? And put it out there for the world to see. Because if you don't, somebody else is. And they're gonna have an advantage on you in 2025. And believe me, it ain't gonna change in 2026 or 2027 or 2028. If anything, it's gonna be more and more and more heavier video. It's not gonna
Hmm.
leave. Hey, what's up, guys? Chase and I here. I know it's been a little bit past due. We wanted to hop in here and set up a nice little recording for you guys to go over game planning this year, right? 2025. And somehow we're already almost done the first month of 2025. Not sure where that went, but that's also how I feel about 2024. So, in that regard, we want to prepare you for this year and get as much out of it as you can for your business because I'm certain that you'll hear some things today that we're going to go over that you've either thought about doing or just haven't gotten around to doing, right? And I think if you take advantage of a couple of these things that we mentioned today, you will see a significant impact in your business. So that is the basis for today. So number one, I'll kind of start off with Chase couple of different ideas for this year. And I think at the top of our list and our focus has been video, right? So putting together video for your business, video that you can use on your social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you're on, YouTube or YouTube Shorts, YouTube long form video, and then being able to reuse or use different video for ads, all right? Which is obviously something that we do as well as look at repurposing videos for our clients. So some of the videos that are working really well right now, Chase, if you want to dive in, kind of talk about some of the things that you're seeing that have worked, especially for junk removal or the contractor space.
Yeah, definitely. So video is going to be king, especially going into 2025 and beyond. Most people are looking for engaging content, stock images, still images, stuff like that. They don't capture the attention that you need anymore. And when people make buying decisions and stuff like that, they want authenticity and they also want to have enough information to know more about you before they make decisions. Especially things like the videos that we're seeing are doing really well are like owner facing videos where the owner of the business is actually talking to their audience. It allows the people watching the video to get to know you and it builds that trust, which trust is one of the biggest hurdles to overcome whenever you're trying to talk to your audience to buy something from you. If they can trust you to, take care of whatever problem that they have, yeah, they're 10 times more likely to hire you than somebody that they've never seen before, I've never heard before. So owner facing videos are extremely important. Being shown rather than told is another thing. So actually behind the scenes type stuff, showing people you actually doing the work, cleaning out the house. Also, people think it's interesting. I mean, I know everybody likes watching, especially in the junk removal space, that TV show, Hoarders. People like that stuff. They like to see the process of cleaning out something like that. It's really entertaining. So there's that, but then also if you have to think about it too, if somebody's cleaning out like a beloved family member's home, you know, it's they want to make sure they hire the right person that they can trust to do the job right. And so video is extremely important on that end. Contractors, especially for you, if you have a really cool skill set, like you specialize in bathroom remodels or something like that, doing a walkthrough of actually showing your work or the process that you take to create that, because ultimately, I mean, it's art, right? Showing you how you do that. I mean, it's very engaging and people love it. And there's people that have made multi-million dollar businesses just by posting on Instagram their work. And so video is a game changer and it's not going away. I mean, from what we've seen, Blake and I, people are moving into, especially the short form content, very quick shareable content. Um, like that's going to be the primary medium that people are consuming nowadays and going forward. So yeah.
Yeah, a couple keys behind it too. So, we talk about building trust. Well, that trust is built in multiple different areas, right? So, step number one is to capture their attention when you're doing any form of marketing. All right. It's to get them to stop doing what they're doing and pay attention to what you have in front of them, whether it's a paid ad, whether it's just a post. All right. That's step number one. Video is going to be light years ahead of photo in doing that. Why is that? Well, number one, that's what they're consuming right now. Everyone is basically consuming video in some form or fashion, whether it's through TikTok, whether it's through Reels. You see the weight that those videos hold on these platforms, right? TikTok is literally video. Instagram is now all about Reels, where they used to be about images, and Facebook, it's about Reels, not just a news feed anymore. And that's a significant change. Why did they make that change? They made that change because that is how their customer base was consuming content. So they followed it, right? Started with YouTube long form and then started diving into smaller chunks, right? And that's because the attention span is getting shorter and shorter and shorter because we can get everything faster and faster and faster as consumers. The other side of it, and importance of video and building that trust, is now that you've captured that attention, the trust that's built in them understanding some of the questions that they're already going to ask you or ask themselves internally about the service, right? So when you have a video that's showing you and the job that you do in the junk removal space, they're going, oh, wow, they actually go into the home? I didn't know that. You've already answered that question for them in that video. They're going, oh, that's the kind of person that'll show up in my home. That looks like a somebody who's trustworthy, somebody that I could have in my home. So these are things that are going on in their brain as they're seeing that stuff, right? So it's very helpful not only in getting their attention, but also closing the job because you're building trust and answering questions that they already have in their head that they would have asked you. For the contractors, very similar, right? You're getting their attention. You're just doing it a little differently. Instead, like junk removal, we kind of went over that with contractors. They're seeing, they should be seeing you, the team, the people that are doing it, but also the kind of work that you're doing. So if you're doing bathroom remodels and I can watch a video and go, wow, that's a beautiful bathroom remodel. That would look great in my home. I'm instantly already selling myself on you because I'm going, wow, that's phenomenal work. That would look amazing in my home. What does that cost? So now I'm instantly I have interest and I'm more engaged in buying because I know what this looks like, which you guys understand that. What's one of the first things you should be doing on site? You should probably have a pamphlet or a folder showing your completed work, right? Why is that? Because you want them to envision what that project would look like for themselves. Well, that's what the video is doing. So it's building trust and showing that and is envisioning that. Whereas the junk removal guides is building that trust, showing them how you do it, how it works, and simplifying the questions of the process. All right. Um, and one of the advantages here is that one, it's not super time consuming, nowhere near as much as you would believe. Chase has done videos for some of our clients, doing videos for a company that he has never worked for and has gotten them done within 2 minutes. All right. So if he can do that within 2 minutes, imagine what you could do knowing your business the way that you know it, how quickly that could be done. It shouldn't take any more than 5 minutes, especially if you have somebody who can edit it for you. And editing, by the way, guys, it's not like it's some extreme crazy cost. All right. We do editing for our clients for some of them with some of our packages, but I can tell you, like, it's not an insurmountable cost by any means. All right. So, and in regards to costs, you don't have like right now I'm in front of a nice camera. It took me like 3 years to buy this camera. I have been doing everything with my cell phone or my laptop. So you don't have to jump into buying camera equipment and all that stuff. All right. You really don't. You could do it with your phone. Microphones are pretty relatively cheap. I have a pretty good one, and I think I spent like 150 on mine. if you wanted to add that. And I don't even think that's a necessity. And then a tripod, what do we spend on tripods for our clients? Chase, $20,
Yeah,
18
exactly.
bucks.
Yep.
So it's low cost, right? It's not super time consuming, and it can be replicated in multiple areas. You could do one video that goes on 4 different platforms. There's a couple of things though that really add to this. Most of you won't do video. You're going to watch this right now and you're not going to do video. And the same goes for your competitors. And the reason why, it goes into like being self-conscious about video. How am I going to look on video? Am I going to embarrass myself? Blah, 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 blah. Like all these things are going to go into your head. That's also happening with your competitors. So one of the unique aspects of video is that while it's growing, you'll never have every one of your competitors doing video because of that limiting factor there. You know, and the people who do video, they're going to be well ahead of the people who don't. I can promise you that. They have such a launch pad to leap from, and I understand that it's hard. It was hard for me. I don't know how hard it was for you, Chase. It was really hard for me to get behind a camera. The luxury for you guys is you don't really have to stay behind the camera. Like Chase and I are doing videos talking to you guys for 10, 15, 20 minutes. We could easily screw up in those 20 minutes. You guys realistically need to talk in front of the camera for like 30 seconds, a minute tops, and show your work. So you don't have as much to be fearful of, and you will get better and better and better and better with repetition, just like anything else. And it's huge. If you continue to put this on the back burner, I promise you, there's going to be people that are going to come into your industry that are going to pass you. It's just going to happen.
Yeah,
So
and you don't have to become an influencer. Like that's not the goal.
no,
Like that I think that's another thing that people think is, oh, I have to become like a social media influencer. That's not the case at all. You don't have to become dude perfect, doing trick shots and all this kind of crazy stuff. No, not at all. It's really just simple.
you're not
Just
supposed to be
talk to the
Mr.
camera.
Beast. you know,
No.
like we're not saying you get rich off subscribers and view counts. I don't care if your view count is 10 on a video. That one person might be your biggest project this year. They might. And you got them for free. Literally for free. There's no such thing as like a bad view. Like like a couple of views is important to you. It is. And that's why that's the power of video. Like I think like Chase said, you get lost on trying to be viral and I want to look important. Like, oh, well, what if people see that only a couple people liked it and I only had a few views? Who cares? Those are probably your biggest supporters right there, willing to share it out to people and do stuff. So like put it out there, showcase your business, and don't be sloppy about it. I'm not saying put together like you show your business in a good light, right? But I don't think that's that hard to do. Literally just showcase the work that you're already performing. If you're performing good work, showcase that good work. Simple as that. And put it out there for the world to see. Because if you don't, somebody else is. And they're gonna have an advantage on you in 2025. And believe me, it ain't gonna change in 2026 or 2027 or 2028. If anything, it's gonna be more and more and more heavier video. It's not gonna leave.
Hmm.
AI
Just
and
as
video,
yeah.
like they're here to stay, and the
Yeah.
people who utilize them, they're also going to be here to stay. Um, but feel free to ask us questions when it comes to video. We'll be more than happy to help. This is something we've spent a lot of time on, and we're putting together a lot of, new projects, new products, things that take advantage of video for you guys and help you do that, help edit, stuff like that. So feel free to ask any questions. We're always happy to help in regard to that. Not just to sell you guys on it, but literally, like if you have questions, we'll just answer them flat out. We're not here just to sell the video. We're here as a resource to help you guys. I'd say another missed opportunity is tried and true, but we talk about this every year, is CRM management. You know, too many of you guys are not utilizing a CRM and not texting or not finding a way to be in communication with people that are doing business with you. And we've made this mistake too, as business owners with our business, but especially with service-based businesses. If you have a business that either has a chance to be repeatable, then you need to be in front of your customers at least once a quarter saying, hey, we have this special going on. If you have a business that's not as maybe not as much recurring, so like contractors, you guys, that's okay. Then you should be putting together something for referrals, one or the other. You should say, hey, we're running a referral program. If you know of anybody who needs this service, here's what it is. It's as simple as that. I mean, there's no reason not to, and if you're sitting there saying, yeah, but what if people get upset? Then they get upset. That not nearly as many people are going to get upset as you think. They can easily say stop, and you don't send that anything to them ever again. Like if your focus is on upsetting people in business, you're fearful of the wrong things. It's your job to get in front of people and to build your business. And it's not possible for you to do that without ruffling some sort of feathers along the way. It's just how it goes. Like if somebody's going to get that upset about you sending a small little text once every 3 months, like they probably either A, weren't going to do business with you again, or B, you probably didn't want to do business with them again in the first place.
I'll tell you that some this is funny. Where's her name? Her name is like Laura. Okay. It's this random number. I get texts from them once a month or like twice a month asking me if I'm ready to update my health insurance and to hire them as for my health insurance plan. I'm not angry. It's annoying, but it's like they lose me. They don't care. They're relentless. They're just trying to get in front of as many people as possible,
You know how
you
many
know?
people signed up for that because of that? There's a reason they're still
Probably
sending that out.
probably greater than zero.
Yes, much much greater. So, this is something. Step one is capturing information. It does not have to be, again, goes back to what we said about video. We get so caught up in it being perfect. Guys, you don't have to have some high-end CRM. You don't have to have a House Call Pro or Workies or a Jobber or any of these. You can literally use a Google Sheet and keep track of it. Like names, phone numbers, emails. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you write it down on paper. I wouldn't suggest that, but like you should be keeping track of this stuff. Your business's value is placed upon this as well, by the way. If you went to sell your business and you don't have any form of retention of who your customers are, that is not good for you. Because
Because when you sell a business, it has to operate without you.
yeah. And they're starting off basically from scratch at that point. They're just basically trying to remarket and do all the things. Yeah, you have some of the stuff that's built up there, but they should have a customer list to go off of right from the start. So, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It just should be done. Even if it was a Google Sheet, you could set up yourself with a Twilio number, with a platform, and send text to these people and set that up. You could do it manually as well. I wouldn't suggest that if you're over a certain amount of context, but that's better than not doing it at all. Like you should have a resource to do this, and they're not super expensive to do. And the math when I go over the numbers with a lot of guys, they're sort of mind blown. I'm a huge numbers guy. It's like, went over this with somebody last week. If you had 1,000 contacts and 2% of them rebooked with you, I'm like, that's 20 jobs. What's the value of your job? What's the average ticket size for you? And you're just literally doing the math off of that. So if their average job size was 400 on 20 jobs, do the math, guys. That's 8 grand in revenue that came to them, basically with no overhead. And that's on a small sample size. Some of you might have 5% rebook. Some of you might have an average job size of $10,000 or $1,000. So there's, I've never done the math and been like, yeah, don't do it. Like it's, so this is why I talk about this. You want to get ahead. You want to have more money for yourself. You want to have more money for marketing. You want to have more money to make a purchase in your business. There you go. Looking at free or cheap resources, something like this to do it. Lastly, I would say, probably just going into organic. I mean, I'm not going to talk much about ads and that stuff here, so I feel like we'd be selling that to you guys. I think, if you guys want to have those conversations, are there. Most of you know how Google ads work to a degree now, how Facebook ads work, stuff like that. And that's a takes an investment, get some money back, right? But we're talking more about things that you can do that don't include a lot of overhead. So video, CRM management, SMS, email. Last one would be kind of ties back into video, social media presence. Uh, you know, a lot of you guys probably haven't posted on your Facebook business page in a year or 5 months or 4 months. You're not posting on your personal page. There's a lot of money in your personal Facebook page, on your Instagram for your business, your Facebook page for your business if done correctly, in local groups. I want to kind of attach social media with just getting creative, point blank. I mean, this could be in person meetings, stuff like that. But think of some outside creative ways that you guys just things that you're not doing that you could do this year. And if you don't have the time to do it, then most likely your business is probably in a pretty good spot. And that's usually those people, you're probably looking at more like paid ads or SEO and those resources, and then trying to maybe hire somebody to do some of the small resources some of the things that we just mentioned. But if you can't afford ads, if you can't afford certain things, that means you probably have time. And you need to use your time doing the things that we just mentioned, including posting on social media. If you're not a social media person, become one. I'm not either. If it wasn't for business, I probably still wouldn't be on Facebook. But it's great for business. Why? It goes back to trust. People want to know who you are. They want to see who you are. They want to see how you operate. They want to see how your business is. They want to see how your business operates. So, Chase, let you touch on that. Talk a little bit about kind of what you've done. You do a really good job with your social media, obviously groups and stuff that we've worked within a couple of different factors. So that tell me a little bit about that and tell everybody kind of what they could do with that.
Yeah, I mean, so this is a thing. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you're a marketer, if you're in home services, you're a contractor, junk removal, whatever it is. I mean, it all works the same way. It's just it's really all about consistency. It's just posting to your audience to where then they know your name. That's the first thing that's in business. That's one of the most important things, if not the most important thing that you could do, is people need to know who you are. Then they need to know what you do. So it's like you post things that let people know who you are. It doesn't even have to be business related. Could just be personal interests, could just be, just encouraging things, stuff with your family, whatever it is. But then sprinkling business there in, every once in a while, like once or twice a week. That's
Yeah, don't
really
overdo it with
all.
business.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be posted about business every day. Post about you and your values and your beliefs and stuff. So yeah, it's a great point.
Yeah. And that's really all I do. I mean, I I just post, just thoughts. Like if I'm reading a book and I see a quote, I'm like, oh man, that's really powerful. That's impactful for me. Maybe it'll be beneficial for someone else. I just post it, and you ask questions, ask people, what do you prefer, this or that? Get people to engage with your stuff, get conversations started. And then post stuff about your business. Say, hey, I did this. Take a look at this. What do you think? Let people see what you have. And then, if you post about business, make sure that people know that they can contact you. Say, hey, if you need this done, call me or message me or whatever. Like actually ask people to contact you. And really, what I do is I actually have recurring reminders daily that tell me what kind of content to post. And I can actually even attach that into this video. Once we upload it, I can show you my content calendar. Super simple. And so it's just different kinds of posts per day. Only one or two of them in the week are about business.
Yep.
And so, yeah, it's really anyone can do it. Seriously, anyone can do it.
And
Um,
and
yeah.
obviously like the business side, like if you're posting on your business page, then keep that
Yeah,
business.
post about
Yeah.
business. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Share your
but
team
but
members'
but even
photos,
that
like all
doesn't
that
have
kind
to
of
be
stuff.
all business, guys. Like if it's business stuff, like maybe you just contributed to charity.
Yeah.
Highlight that. You know, maybe you had built a new business partnership that you want to talk about in there, you know? So it doesn't always have to be a showcase job, showcasing your team, like you said, showcasing your reviews. On the personal level, when you're doing that, Facebook has been the best for us. You know, if you don't have a lot of friends, start adding people, start finding people that are relevant for you in business, connecting with people in BNIs and then adding them on Facebook so they can see more of you on a day to day. There's a lot of different things. People in groups. Is there a specific group of people, both business or whether it's like B2B or just personal that fit that you could add and start kind of putting that ecosystem. Me, like I'm all over the place with mine. Like I talk about football, I talk about the Ravens because that's me. I enjoy that. You know what I mean? I'll show when I'm at a sports event. That's what I do. I travel. I like to do travel for sports events and have fun with that. So I showcase that. Like, don't be afraid to showcase who you are. There's been plenty of times where I've had people hop on a call with me and be like, "Yeah, I love football. I seen your posts about you going to Ravens game. Looks like you're a huge fan." I had a call last week with a guy. He's a Lions fan. He's like, "Man, we had a rough weekend, didn't we?" I said, "Yeah, we did." We connected pretty well in that call in the first 5 minutes. We were two sad guys about our football team trying to get over it. So, you'd be surprised. It could be about faith. Chase posts a lot about your faith. You've had a lot of people connect with you about that, right? That's real and genuine. That's not, those aren't fake conversations or anything fake. That's who you are. So, those things are good. They're good. They build trust, and it's not forced trust, guys. We're not saying be fake and force this trust either. I want them to see who you genuinely are. And if you're a good person, they're going to see that and they're going to want to work with good people. All
Yep.
right. And
100%.
this is a great way to showcase it. Your post, and your videos, posting your videos on there and all this stuff kind of goes full circle here. So, in none of the things that we've said today, if you did all three, like in your day, if you put together a video in a day, if you did a post and you maintained your CRM, it would take you no more than 30 minutes for all three in a day. The hardest part is not the time consumed, it's doing it consistently, as Chase said. That's the hardest part, And if you fall off, that's okay. Let's say you were doing videos and you were really on a roll or you were doing posts and man, you just slacked for 3 weeks. Okay, then restart. I've done that plenty of times. I still have that. That's okay. Restart. That's better than not doing it all. And most of you aren't doing it all. So it's like if you start to get some momentum here, you'll start to notice it. And please don't do it for like a week and be like, oh, it just didn't work. Well, nothing's supposed to work that quick. That's not how life works. Did you start your business and in 7 days it just took off? I'm assuming most of you that's not the case. Unless you had a lot of money to start off with, or you just had some great relationships or bought somebody's business. So that's not how it works. Do it and do it without expecting a bunch of stuff in return. Just do it to have a routine and know that if you keep doing it, good things will come. Because you're not spending money on it. You're really not spending money on it. You're not spending a lot of time. So the trade-off, there's no overhead on your side of it. There's no reason not to do it, and the stuff will come. Trust the process, enjoy the process, is what I say. Don't worry about what you get out at the end of the process. Trust the process, enjoy the process.
Yep.
So,
100%.
uh,
Yeah. I think to sum up really everything that we've said, I think one of my favorite quotes that I heard recently is visibility is oxygen for opportunity. That's it. Just put
yeah,
yourself out there more.
yeah.
That's all you have to do.
I think that's the biggest key for 2025. It starts with you getting yourself and your business out there in whatever way you feel comfortable. I highly suggest video. I really do. Let's say you're not quite ready to do video yet. All right, well then baby steps. Start talking about yourself on social media and posts. Start talking about your business. Too many of you guys don't talk about your business. I could, if 100 people watch this, I could tell you if I went to all of your social media profiles, I'm willing to bet that 80 of you haven't made a post about your business in the last 2 months, if not longer. I check. Like When I talk to people, I look at their social media profile. I'm curious. Like, when's the last time they mentioned their business? When's the last time they made a post? When's the last time they made a Facebook business post? And some of these guys want more business. All of these guys want more business. I know it gets forgotten. I get it. There's a lot on your plate. I get that too. But you're not asking for a bunch of time. It's just remembering. That's the main key. Remembering to do it, setting aside some time to do it. When you go to the bathroom, guess what? Make a post. No better time. Don't tell everybody you're going to the bathroom while you make that post, but there's no better time. Maybe you're sitting there for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't know. That's enough time for you to make a post and come up with something. More than enough. And I'm willing to bet all of you spend that 10, 15 minutes somewhere or in the shower. I don't care. I don't care where you do it. I really don't. But just get it done. Make it a routine and enjoy it. Enjoy the process. And you'll see the benefits of it. People are going to start seeing you. That's the key. They need to see you first. If they don't see you, there's no business that can be had because they don't know who you are. And if they're seeing more of your competitors, guess what? They're more likely to just work with your competitors and not you because they're seeing somebody. I just want it to be you in 2025. So, Chase, anything else to wrap up?
Nope, that's it. Just do the work. That's what we always say. Just do the work.
Do the work. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up with this one. Hopefully this was helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, add them into the comments here. In regards to some more stuff, we really want to keep putting together these videos for you guys, whether it's just Chase and I, whether it's people hopping in the community, doesn't matter. We like doing this. So we'll put something together for next month. We'll find a theme to do so. Maybe we can even add somebody in. Chase, we'll talk about that. If not February, we'll definitely add somebody in. I know everybody likes bringing on special guests, so we'll do that either next month or March, but definitely put together another video for you guys, and we hope this helps you in 2025. Thanks for watching.